Hey everyone, this is our week 4 lecture video. I'm not going to correct that for analysis and design, which I like to call senior design. Up till now and for this week, the focus has been primarily on professionalism and job searching, career prep, whatever you want to call it. And we've done a little bit of the analysis and design as well, which I consider, the first week doing the GPA assignments, second week doing the case studies, this week doing case studies, next week doing some case studies, but it's going to be a little bit more advanced. But then after this week, things are going to be flip-flopped on what we're focusing on. So next week, we'll really get into the analysis and design stuff, and I'll share a lot more of my work, some actual real-world case studies. I don't know what's wrong with my tongue this week. And getting you prepped for yours. If you haven't already completed your interview with your mentor, please get that done this week. I decided to postpone the next set. And the next assignment of mentors are actually going to be your peers. Students who are out doing their capstone internship right now. I'm coming up with a script so you can learn a little bit from them and get some insight to what you can do now to make that transition a little bit easier. And also, I've asked that we get early drafts of their first case study report so we can provide them critical feedback, which aligns with what we're doing with reviewing previous semesters' case study reports, just so we can provide them with critical feedback that can help them, that doesn't make them feel bad. And I know some of you had said that, I was such an easy grader, but no, it's being fair. And this week's, the one you graded last week, I'll cover it today. All right, so in front of you, you see we've got the agenda for this class, and this one is a lot shorter, less intense than previous semesters because of the career fair. If you can join, if not, then you got your own online work to do. So I'm not going to go in and look at all of the documents. You can look at that yourself as far as who is attending the career fair. You should have already looked at it. I would like you to, if you're going to attend, then this will be a lot easier because you go attend and meet people, collect business cards, you have contacts, you write up your experience. If you cannot attend, and I know some of you can't get out of work or can't logistically make it, I want you to document your work as far as reaching out to company reps or finding opportunities on your own and reaching out to them. I want you to share the interaction, sort of a log of the contacts and then getting back to you and how you're approaching it, what they think of your resume, what they think of you. The career fair, again, they're going to be meeting a lot of people, so there'll be less depth initially. But for you, you're going to have to get more depth if you can't attend. So again, the people who are going to the career fair, that's a big time investment. We're talking 6 to 8 hours. So for those of you who can't go, I kind of expect that same balance of time put towards that effort. Let's see. In addition to that, I also want you to spend a decent amount of time really reflecting, and that's one of the exercises I'm going to do here, along with, can you hear that? Am I getting barnstormed? Plane just flew over really low. I've got an airport not too far away. So there's a career fair, there's the reflection, which I'm going to show you, and then there is the review of the case studies. So that's really what we've going on this week. I'm trying to keep it very simple so you can invest more time into the career fair aspects and the reflection aspect. So let's begin with, let's start with looking at some of the things that I've been doing. So again, I'm not going to talk about the fair anymore. That's up to you. I've kind of built you up to that point. So what I'd like to do now is bring over, that's from Wednesday. What's that from? This last week, I put in more hours than I had anticipated at April Air. And so I'm still doing my daily. I'm bringing this over. I hope this works. I think it's this screen that's being recorded. I'm pretty sure. And so, I actually went to a different site on Monday to take care of an issue that was brought to my attention last Friday. And that was a chemical exposure. They didn't know a lot about it, so I came in and we did some testing and I came up with some plans for them to reduce future chances. And throughout the week, I was informing them and reviewing documents with them so they felt competent and it was meeting and exceeding their needs. So I did some of my own reflections based on some of these. So I came back to my Madison site. I had a meeting regarding the safety incident report. It's right there in front of me, but I'm trying not to read. In which the employees can use a cell phone, their own cell phone, smartphone, to access it. But we had some deeper issues with accessing the old document and making sure it met with the new technology. And so it's much more complex than we originally thought. But there's been some great progress throughout the week, but it's been difficult for me to actually track it, and so that's something I'm going to have to do. I'm actually going to go through some exercises today, similar to what I'm going to ask you to do. And then I got two people came from MSC, and they provide a lot of our safety equipment, PPE, things like that. And so I got to walk the plant with them, and we talked quite a bit about what they could provide. And actually, I already took advantage of our relationship in a topic that came up with an employee who wanted heat-resistant gloves. And I was able to acquire samples, so free, for him to try out. And he was really thankful for that. And it was a quick turnaround. Like, he asked me, and the next day I already had the stuff, so pretty cool. Next is I need to spend time, I'm hoping this week, to finally break down the plant into logistical zones that have multiple similar equipment, so I can set up my JHA safety audit plan. And I need to do that this week. I've got to get that done this week. It's taken way too long. I need to get out and start doing that data collection and reporting for them. But we've had some things, and the reason why I'm kind of in the position I'm in is that I was I was asked to come up with 2023 plans. And I haven't been there enough to really do that. I'm still assessing where they were. And so I'm being forced to kind of make decisions and define things with not all the information. So I'm not really comfortable with it, but I'm trying to give them something that aligns more with what they were doing before. Though, there's some things I want to change. And so it's taken a lot of time and changes and work to get that all up to speed. And then long story short is my documentation this week was completely inadequate, and I need to go back and make sure this stuff is updated so I don't lose anything that I had learned or what I plan to do. Finally, I have to start doing these weekly checks. Once it's in place, it's going to be super easy. I did meet with someone on Friday who I'm identifying and giving her the title as safety champion for the plant. She's going to help me rally the troops on all different shifts to start having safety team meetings. I like that term better than safety committee. Safety committee just feels so formalized or something. And the team, I want it to be more organic and along the lines of energy and availability of the workers. And so I think the safety team is better. So that's what I'm going to go with. And then we'll be able to, and I've been actually walking through the plant a lot with different groups. Different expertise from the outside, so I'm getting a much better understanding of the layout and where things are. In addition to that, I participated in two 5S approaches this week, or sessions, audits, in which we did the sorting, cleaning. That we still have the other 3 steps to do, but I was able to go through and create customized HAZCOM labels for all the bottles and stuff. So I got a lot done, and I got to move some eye wash stations to make them more accessible. They're actually helping putting things on the floor so that electrical panels aren't being blocked, fire extinguishers aren't being blocked, and that in the end is going to help me out a lot. So I'm glad I got to kind of step aside and work on those things. And we had a meeting about getting rid of our LP powered forklift and bringing in just an electric stand up or possibly a walk behind. And that would make things so much easier on me. And so we're moving forward with trying one, and I'm really excited about that too. So things that the engineers have been focusing on have really overlapped with things that I've wanted to do. And so I've been taking advantage of it while they're interested in it. We got to go with it. So that's where I haven't been able to accomplish everything here. But I still am revisiting it. And then all I had here for Monday was a review of what we did for the Poinet plant. And I provided them with some feedback. So that was the 6th, February 6th. Here's February 7th. So I'm trying to keep the language on here as well. So I came in on Tuesday. I don't usually go in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but this was a chance to observe lockout tagout procedures for preventative maintenance. And now I know there's more work I have to do. Additionally, though, And what kind of blindsided me is the 3 maintenance technicians that were working on this PM shared some of their personal insights on how safety is done at the plant. And of course, I'm interested to hear these things, but a little alarming. And so it gave me the motivation to begin an employee perception survey that I've done before. I've actually done this class in previous semesters. And I'm going to revisit it and update it and customize the language or the taxonomy to the plant. And I'm going to have the safety team help me disseminate and collect the anonymous papers. And I have to have it in 2 languages because we have some Spanish-speaking operators. And once I get that done, that along with the safety team, and hopefully at that point we're implementing the smartphone safety incident report or safety concern, safety observation system. I will have that as a on the floor, boots on the ground observations and input. I will have my formalized safety audit and JHA process running that I'm working with supervisors and engineers and doing those assessments. And both of those sources or different viewpoints of the workplace and safety will then inform me on how to write the safety programs and align the policies with corporate. So it's as messy as everything seems to be. It's all starting to take shape, as it should for someone, that knows what they want, and making sure they're revisiting the big goals with the more short-term goals with the day-to-days. So I'm encouraged by where I am now and where I'll be able to be, but it's difficult to report, at the quarterly or monthly operations meeting that's where we are, because it hasn't taken form yet and the metrics are still the old metrics. By which I was able to report this week that we had 0 recordables in the month of January, though I can't take much credit for that. So here are the things that I was told and that I'm going to be pursuing. So this was 7. So I didn't add much here. Again, I've got my work cut out for me. Here's my Wednesday. So I was there the whole day. Started off with regular meetings, did the work comp. We're doing really good on work comp now. Everything's under control. When I came in, there's a lot of stuff we didn't know. I've been working with both the Point Ed and the Madison groups, and we're starting to get things under control, which is good. And then we had the operations meeting in which I was reporting on what I could, but my report was incomplete. I was happy to find out almost everybody else's was too. Though we got to celebrate the 0 recordables, so all of our rates were on target, but I can't take credit for that. It was just purely luck, really. I'm crossing things off each day, as you can see. After I cross them off on here, the next day they should be deleted. I'm trying to do it that way. But then I have to make sure that there's another report that contains it, and that's what I was working on this week and didn't get to keep up. Still doing that stuff. I've got my goals here, my February goals. I started looking into some equipment that I may be interested in, and actually tried to order personally so I can try it at home because it looks kind of cool for the work I do around the house. I'm looking into a few other things. So that's where I ended. So that was through February 8th. So I'm not where I should be. I'm going to spend time really thinking about it today. Just speaking to you about it has helped me, put everything into perspective. That's really what this is meant to do, because we're so busy all the time that sometimes we're accomplishing things, but we're not documenting them so we can look back and say, hey, look what I did. But also, is it still aligned with our short-term and long-term goals? If you don't take the time to really think about it, you're just doing little things. And then when it comes time to present or share with management or your supervisor what you've been working on, and you don't have actually anything written down, reports, case study reports, things like that, they're going to say, what have you been doing? And you've been doing a lot. So that's why we have the binder assignments. That's why we have the reflective assignments. But in this particular time and course, I'm putting myself to that same expectation, if not more. And so I'm hoping you can kind of learn from the things I'm doing and see the value in it, because Who's going to brag about us if not for us? And I mean that, pejoratively. All right, so this is what we had last week. I don't know if I'll be grading, your work tonight and tomorrow. Hopefully, some of you put together some scholarship applications, because again, that's money that sometimes doesn't get claimed. And I'm going to review these two in a moment. So for this week, it's very short. I'll be posting the video. I want you to do the fair stuff and the assignment. And I could just bring up the agenda again, quick. These three things. Summarize your experience in the work you did with the internship fair, whether it was while you're on site or not. I want you to do a full reflection, write it all up. So again, each day, I typically have anywhere from 2 pages to maybe up to 6 pages of journaling and work I've done, people I've talked to, reflective work. And from day to day, I try to always keep in front of me, remind myself about what I'm working on, what I'm working toward. This week, things got a little bit hectic, so I didn't get to fully, align that stuff and figure it out. But I'm going to do it on my own today. I'm going to spend some time doing that after I take a little breather. Make sure you're always taking time for yourself. There's always a life balance, and sometimes it's difficult to maintain it. But then we always have possibly the weekend or a weekday evening that we can reassess and kind of get ourselves balanced again. And then finally, the case studies. And next week, I'm going to try and provide you with actual things I'm doing at work with pictures and videos so that you're actually working on a case study. And we'll see how that goes. I hope it goes well. We'll see. All right, so let's finish up this video with assessing last week's fall protection case studies. I know some of you enjoyed seeing how I go through it, and it's really important that you're writing this stuff. You don't have to copy and paste this. Have like a Word document in which you have executive summary. This is a score out of this, and this is why I assign that score. I'm just talking about it because to watch me type, you guys would be like, waste of my time. Okay, so first one, total mechanical. If you recall, we had one of Andrew's case studies the week before, and I believe I gave him a score of 71. See, what's interesting, and especially with the first case study, is we want to provide as much fair and critical feedback as possible so that they can improve the next case study. They should be learning. It's a learning experience. It's not meant to say, oh, put in all this work and now you hate me for it. It should be, hey, this is what you did and this is where you are, but this is how you can improve. It's the same sort of approach I take when it comes to analyzing injury data and talking about trends. It's like, it's nobody's fault. It's not like you failed. It's, here's an opportunity. Okay. All right. So this is fall protection. So he has an executive summary so we can grade this. He talks about fall. So this is going to be a fall related or working from height case study, I assume. Talks about construction, uses CPWR, which I think I recommended that because that's the primary source for construction related injury and illness statistics and other information. It's very good. Let's see. Then he brings it in-house here. And they have a fabrication shop. They build thermal oxidizer units. Oh, no, it's an off-site place. So they own a fabrication shop, so it must be a subsidiary. They build thermal oxidizer units. I think those are just like heat units, converting VOCs maybe to less toxic. They're distributed all over the world. These units range anywhere from 6 to 25 feet tall, so at height. Employees need to be on top of these units for various jobs. Okay, so if there's no railings, if there's an open edge, then they have to have a personal fall arrest system. Yep, that's what that means. An analysis of job tasks. Top of the units was conducted to determine how hazardous the task is and how to mitigate the fall risk. Great. An overall risk rating for the job task was calculated by multiplying scores. Great. Job task was deemed extremely hazardous with an overall risk. So it'd be nice to have a little bit more there, but he's saying that it's a very high rating. Installation of fall restraint system, option 4 is recommended. So he's given us options. Oh, I love that. I love that. So potential costs. So a serious violation, work comp claim, that seems a little bit excessive to me. That, not so much. That's pretty even. So installation and purchase a portable cube davit system. Oh, I can't wait to see what that is. It's about 15 grand. Of course, there's savings. Option 2. Just kind of looking at their numbers. Okay, that's off by a couple decimal points. Purchase portable freestanding swing arm. It's a little bit less expensive. Potential savings. Again, I think these savings are a little bit too excessive, but whatever. And again, he's off by a decimal point. Okay. And next one, installation, purchase of a portable A-frame. Even less. Investment, again, off by decimal points. And then a D-ring fall restraint system. Okay, interesting. Table 1 displays the potential savings of fault restraint system were to be installed on all units. Knowing the severity about outcome. Yeah, but there's also, if you're going to have a fall arrest system, you have to have a plan for rescue too, and that's going to cost money. Whether you're going to see if the local fire department has the proper equipment or you're going to do it in-house. So that may cost more equipment. So he's not providing a full view, but it's not bad. Okay, so let's score this. It's pretty clear, it's pretty clear. Provides basic summary of the justification. He totally does that, but lacks clarity narrative to management. I don't think it's that. I'm giving him a 27. Okay, I'm going to write this down so that I have it. So 27 executive summary. I think it's pretty good compared to before. I mean, I think it could be improved just by explaining a little bit more about the rating and maybe providing a picture and maybe condensing the cost benefit down to a smaller table so there's more room for pictures. But not bad. I'd say anywhere from 24 to 27. But you know what? I'm not going to give it a 20. I'm going to give it a 26. 26. It's very good. It's very good. But it still could use a little bit of a touch. I don't want to give it a 90, though, at this point. So technical report itself. Hope you guys are enjoying this. All right. So you got a table of contents. That's great. Get the cover page. Pretty good. So let's see what here. Scope. So he provides information, talks about the thermal unit. The goal of the project is to inspect and assess building processes. Okay, but this would be a great point or a great place to indicate whether the company has had any slip, trip, or falls. Provide pictures, things like that. Justification is pretty good. Oh, and there's a picture. Hello. It'd be nice, though, if he was to provide multiple angles and, kind of give us some drawn in things so we can kind of tell what it is. Are they using this ladder to get on top of here? If they are, that's illegal. Can't do that. Remember, it has to extend 36 inches beyond the surface you're climbing to. Looking at figure 2, one of the greatest risks is fall, but we can't really see that, though I understand. Okay, it'd be nice if they with the jobs that they are assessing, if there was more pictures involved, so we could understand it. He's got objectives. The methods are bullet pointed. I don't like that. I really don't. They brought in Lighthouse Safety, who is probably the regional expert, so they really did a good job. I don't like what they did here. Yeah, I think methods. Could you replicate the work that Andrew did just by reading the methods? I don't think so. Too vague. So here he's talking about the methods for assessing, and this would go in the methods. The scores would go in the results. And what I'd want to see is a table with the scoring. Give me the sheet you used. Because otherwise it's confusing. So then now we're already in recommendations. And I didn't really get to see a distinct set of results with pictures, so I can't understand it fully. So if you're in-house, I'm sure that made sense. But if he's writing it to share for people who aren't familiar with it, I think it falls a little bit short here, though he even had one picture. All right, he's got an explanation here, but the explanation should be aligned with each of the options versus just a general one. And now he's focusing on the one he likes, and he's got some decent references. Okay, so where's the scoring go? Technical report, basic attempt to provide reader with a case study, context, but could have done a better job, such as full background, defining things. Methods may not be detailed enough. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't even go there. I'm gonna go 28 for the technical report. It just wasn't fulfilling what I would want. The topic justification, I feel like he overestimated the loss and he didn't fully explain his recommendations. So only barely, with very limited questionable recommendations are based on data. They're supposedly could be more conservative with estimates. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna drop it down just below a 12 and give it an 11 because he could definitely improve in this area and just a little bit more work. I think he could get up into like a 14, 15 range. Overall report presentation, proper use of language, it wasn't bad. He did have good citations. I already nicked him on the method section and the overall presentation. So overall, though, I did get a sense that there was work that went into it. He had experts assisting, and that he gave a range of options that I think would save the company money. It's just a good way to do it, really. But it's just a little bit short. So I'm not going to give him a 15, but I think he is better than a 12. Should we go 14, 13? No. 13 and a half? I'm going to give him 13 and a half, and then I'll round up probably. So what did he get? 14, 15, 18, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he has a 78.5. That feels a little bit low considering some of the good things that were there. But I still think... So I'm going to round it up to a 79. With the caveat that he needs to do a little bit more work in explaining the options. His methods need to be well laid out, and he needs to have a results section. And the results section should support the recommendations. So, yeah, I'm still giving it a 79. I wouldn't have given that an 80. So it's passing, but not exemplary. Let's go to the next one. All right, so here we've got Sean at Daybreak. And I think Sean is now with Christian Hansen, if I'm not mistaken. I just spoke to someone about it. He's got an executive summary. Sean was a non-traditional, so we'll see what he has here. So he refers to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, talks about falls. Daybreak Foods has 44 workers. Compensation claims. Has 44 workers' compensation claims. Okay, so he's going in-house. Claims will cost the company this much money. Yes, thank you, Sean. He's saying nationwide is an issue. Here's what we have here. Study focuses on slip, trips, and falls on the roof of the processing. So he's providing scope right here. Oh, Sean, thank you. Currently employees tie off. What's your requirements? Blah, blah, blah. So this is a good example. If you're going to provide this example, you better provide me with some of the actual numbers. All the maintenance activities that are completed on the roof were entered in the matrix, risk assessment. There are a total of 19 maintenance activities. 9 activities. 2 of the activities ranked 25. Okay, so that's catastrophic, almost certain. 3 at 20. Okay. Good job, Sean. It'd be nice if this was in a table, but I follow it. This shows the need to get adequate fall protection, cost-benefit analysis. Okay, a serious violation, work comp, 22. I wish there was a dollar sign there, but yeah, 22 is reasonable. Cage ladder, seam point, standing, rail guard, labor. Sean. Are you guys liking this? Like, it'd be nice if he actually reported what the ROI is instead of the potential savings, but good. Don't go down to the pennies, Sean. This is really good. This is really, really good. I mean, it'd be nice if there was like a photo or something. It's not perfect, but it's really, really good. I'm sorry to be so giggly, but I'm not going to give it a 30. I'm not going to give it a 27 either. I'm going to give it a 28 with just a few little comments that would even make it better. And it can go to 2 pages, but that was really good. It's not perfect, but it's very good. 28, 29. Honestly, that was great. All right, let's get into the report. Okay, it'd be nice if he said report, but that's okay. Scope. So it kind of talks about what they are. So this is different than what he had in the executive summary. That's great. He's got a long justification, referring to external things, referring to internal things. It'd be nice if there was some figures instead of just words, but okay. Objectives. You wouldn't put that there. This could be more detailed. Okay, the methods. Oh, Sean. Oh, you should have explained it so we understood it more. It was almost better explanation in the executive summary. So, failed on the methods. Results. Okay, I hope there are some tables. Yes. Very good. Presentation could be better. Here we're, left, center, justified. Here we're bottom, left, justified. Here we're bottom, right, justified. Come on. Clean it up. Okay, and then we've got the breakdown of where they are. Great. what would be nice if he really called out what the main issue is. I guess he kind of is, but it would be nice to pull it out. There are a few ways that we can do this. Okay, he's referring to a standard. They've got, wait, what now? Drawing of recommendation can be found in Appendix I. How many appendices does he have? Oh, it's Appendix 1. You should use alphabet A, B, C for appendix, but that's okay. So this is nice, kind of showing what's going on here. Would have been nice to see pictures of equipment, of course. Helps us out. I agree with these numbers. That looks good. So the recommendations should be much more visual to it, showing us, what they have now, where it should be, showing how the numbers for the risk are going to go from this to that. So it's not complete, but it's decent. I kind of understand it. Basic attempt to provide the reader with a case study scope. I thought he did good with that. Such as lack of full background application, standard methods may not be detailed enough. They're not at all. Results could be more professional and clearer. That is true. So between a 28 and I'm going to give him a 30. Give him a 30 on that. Needs help there. As far as the cost-benefit analysis, the value-based, and the assessment of recommendations, it could be explained better, but it is very good. No, he's definitely above that. I'm going to give him a 14 for that. I give the last one an 11, but I'm going to give him a 14. Overall report, it definitely could be longer. It's pretty well written. Definitely wouldn't go as low as a 12. I'm going to go with a 13 on that. So what did he get? So 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. 85. Very good. The little things he could have done to explain the methods better, to show the before and after risk ratings, more pictures and things like that. He can jump to a 95 very, very quickly just by providing those things. I think that's what he's lacking. But a very good example of what I'd like to see with an executive summary. He really put it in there. So if the executive summary was weighted higher, he could be in the 90s. But for this particular case, I balanced it out more. So that's everything I wanted to cover. I'm sorry I went over half hour. Didn't mean to go that long. But I didn't pre-grade this. I wanted you to be able to observe my initial thoughts and scoring and how I would set this up. So we had a 79 and an 85. Now, comparing the two, it's difficult to do that, but definitely think Sean's was better. But Andrews had some good stuff too. Had some decent stuff. I mean, he provided a picture, though it could have been better. Sean provided sort of a schematic, could have been better. Overall, the recommendations seem, good, a good plan, though, again, Sean did a better job than Andrew of providing a conservative, justified look. But I liked it both. So that's it. Contact me if you have any questions. Good luck this week with the career fair. And do reach out to me if you need any help.